So we're here with Troy Harrison today at Raining Cats and Dogs, and he says that pet owners should be feeding their pets real food. What do you mean by real food?
Well, in the hierarchy of nutrition, there is overly processed food and then there's unprocessed food. So just like me and you, we get our nutrition from, or we should be getting our nutrition from, you know, fresh fruits, fresh veggies. Dogs and cats are no different except they're carnivores. So they need, meat, organ, and bone to, you know, get the nutrition they need.
And what about raw food diets? What are the benefits of that for cats and dogs?
Well, it's in the hierarchy of nutrition. Raw is the least processed food you can feed to any, dog or cat. Their bodies have a really easy time digesting it and processing it. And even if let's say you're dealing with a cat or dog with allergies, it's easy to manage the allergies because you know exactly what your dog or cat is eating at that time. Because with kibble and canned, it's a recipe, right? So there's a lot of ingredients involved. And with raw food, very few ingredients. So you're just dealing with ingredients from one source.
So what kinds of ailments do pet owners maybe see in dogs and cats that could be fixed with food?
Well, certainly allergies, but even sensitive stomachs. Canned and kibble is very processed, and that is often cats and dogs have a hard time digesting that, or they can. I have a cat who, her stomach gets quite upset on canned food. Put her to raw, and it's just smooth sailing, just because the body is working the way it should and processing the food easily.
Makes sense. Do you have any other tips for pet owners maybe?
Read the labels. Really get to know what your dog and cat is eating. Stay away from things like corn and byproducts, and look for the first few ingredients. First 5, I think, is the rule. Should be primarily meat products, especially if you're dealing with kibble. So I'd stay away from grocery store food. The ingredients in those foods may read really well, like corn for us sounds great. It sounds really good. But in pet food, the ingredients in those foods is not something you'd be eating. So even if it says chicken, that chicken could be diseased, dying, or have already been dead when they processed it into the dog food, which, you would never want to feed that to your kids. So why would you feed it to your animals, right? So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for talking with us today.
Thank you.